Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that I really hadn't seen anyone really talking about, and thankfully you guys brought it up to me in the Twitter comments, and it's frankly a horrible situation. So today we're going to be talking about Lil Tay. Now if you don't remember who Lil Tay is, she rose to some sort of fame / notoriety back in 2018, and she was only 9 years old at the time. I believe she was extremely young, but she had her videos going viral. She'd post videos that were supposed to be shocking in nature, and a lot of it was flexing money, basically. So I'll put an example here.
Message to all y'all broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all fucking haters hate me, bitch. This shit cost me $200,000. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car, bitch. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Since the peak moment of being viral, she kind of fell off the face of the planet. She wasn't really posting on Instagram anymore. Now her brother's been posting on Instagram, and people are like, what is going on here? You know, to just go from like super visible, kind of seen everywhere, collaborating with musicians, celebrities, blah blah, to then being nowhere to be found. Recently, a couple of posts have been made on her Instagram by her brother, kind of explaining what's happening. I'll put those posts on the screen, but I really want to actually discuss the GoFundMe because that is a lot more comprehensive than the posts. The posts just give you little bits of what's been really going on. I do want to say here, trigger warning right now for abuse and violence. If those are things that disturb you, I'd say beware. Here, there's only one instance where the violence is what I would say closer to graphic. A lot of it is negligence, mistreatment, and abuse that doesn't involve blood, so on and so forth. So just so you get a picture of what we're going to get into. Like I said, there were these posts made on Instagram, and I went through the comments before going to see the GoFundMe just to kind of see how people were receiving the information, which I'm going to relay to you in a second. And there were quite a few people who were doubtful, and a lot of it is because there were some images shared of Lil Tay with like bruises on her face or with like scratches, and in those photos Lil Tay looks significantly young, as in people are thinking she was 4 or 5 years old, and some people are using that to try to discredit the claims. Like people are really out there saying that this GoFundMe was made as a scam, which I think is completely unfounded at this point. Apart from, I think it's a shitty thing to automatically assume that when there's no real reason to assume that. Just because pictures are old, it doesn't mean it didn't happen or it somehow is less valid. But regardless, let's just talk about it. I won't be reading the entire thing because it is very long. I will link it down below though if you want to read the whole thing. So it's titled Save Lil Tay from a Life of Abuse, and it says, all funds raised through this GoFundMe will go towards Lil Tay's legal fees to give her the fighting chance in court to save her from a life of abuse, towards her future and her freedom. In this GoFundMe, by the way, if you go check, there are photographs of her having those bruises and so on and so forth, so beware. I won't be showing any of those pictures here. Starting April 23rd, 2021, Tay will be on trial in the BC Supreme Court of Canada up against her absentee father, Chris Hope, who along with his wife, Hanny Hope, I don't know if I butchered that, had physically and mentally abused her. My sister Tay has been silent on social media for the past 3 years because her absentee father served my mother a court order demanding control over Tay's money, career, and custody, and as a result, it was court ordered that my sister had to return to Vancouver, Canada. He also requested through a court order to prevent her from speaking out about the truth. Since then, he's stolen millions of dollars from my sister and has taken control of all her funds. He has signed million-dollar deals and taken all of Tay's money for himself. He has spent millions on buying himself and his wife a new mansion, speedboat, nice cars, trips to spas, salons, blah, blah, blah. And then in the GoFundMe, they actually link pictures of the speedboat, the designer clothing, blah, blah, blah. So then it goes on to say that Chris Hope has not seen Tay in over 5 years and currently owes over $400,000+ in child support that he refused to pay since 2013. And then this is the brother who wrote this. My mother has completely exhausted all of her life savings after spending $750,000 on legal fees and fighting for Tay's freedom. So it gives a little bit of a background on what exactly happened. So the judge granted him 50-50 parenting time, 1 week on, 1 week off, and a discount in child support for taking responsibility as a parent. Tay was forced by the legal system to live with him. She hated this, but she had no choice. Then it goes on to describe Chris Hope's really dysfunctional life, and they mention that he often brought home sexual partners, and these sexual partners got naked and slept in the same bed with Tay, and they engaged in intercourse while Tay was right beside them, which you would think is bad, but it's not even the worst. It was also brought to the attention of the elementary school teachers that Chris Hope was giving her things like moldy bread, moldy chicken with little maggots and parasites coming out of it, 1-month-old pizza, leftover soggy bread with ketchup, cold burnt toast hard as a rock, and sometimes only crackers for lunch. Now, obviously, the teachers did contact Lil Tay's mom, and anytime Lil Tay's mom seems to try to contact Chris Hope, he just doesn't respond. And then they also found that Lil Tay was wearing broken down and ripped shoes and socks every other week, and she started getting bullied and made fun of because she was dressed so poorly. And on top of that, Chris Hope didn't allow her to wear clothing brought over from her mother's house. He only allowed clothing and shoes he bought for her to be worn during the times he had parenting time, and apparently he did it on purpose as a way to embarrass her, or I don't know, but he did it with malice. Things got worse when Chris Hope met the current wife. Lil Tay immediately started to be physically and mentally abused. They locked her in dark closets. Tay would cry and ask for help from her father, but he wouldn't do anything, and obviously that's extremely traumatic. And then the new wife became the enabler for him because she started hitting Lil Tay and locking her up in the dark closet. They started abusing her together. They also started to refer to Tay as a slur, a bitch, a motherfucker. They referred to her mother as a Chinese bitch. Anyway, because of all this, Tay became very paranoid and depressed and developed bad anxiety and kept falling asleep in class due to tiredness, I imagine. And all this time, Chris Hope is just living his best life, going out to dinner, and they'd lock her in a dark closet every time they left. So this is the part that is the most graphic. Basically, at one point, Chris and the new wife instructed Tay to stand between the closet door, where she then slammed the door on her foot, and she was left with a bloody and broken toenail. She also was threatened by Chris Hope. He said that if she told anyone, they would punish her and lock her in the closet. So allegedly, she lied to her mother and said she fell playing with her friends on the playground, but the mother didn't believe her. She asked Chris Hope what happened and why she had scratches on her body. Again, he didn't really respond. So basically they're going, well, they're already at this point in court to get her freedom from her father, hopefully get the money that was stolen from her back. But it's kind of crazy to me that this hasn't been, put on blast, or maybe it's just my timeline that hasn't seen anything. But it was really depressing and really scary to read, because I think a lot of us, even back when, in 2018, when she was going viral, a lot of us were concerned, because a lot of the times we see when children go viral, oftentimes the parents are either taking advantage of them, or the parents are overworking them, or there's some kind of dark side to it. There's always just a kind of vibe of like, children shouldn't really be working, children shouldn't be exposed to a certain aspect of the internet or certain people from the internet. So back then, I think we were already all kind of questioning what the parents' role in all of this was. But now that we know all of this, looking back at that footage from 2018 feels even kind of scarier, because you wonder what was going on behind the scenes even then. Anyways, guys, you can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right to the fan art.